you.
Good to see you.
3 years I've been waiting to do this interview.
Yeah? All right, let's see. Now, you did some stuff already, so I want to know a little bit about what you want to talk about. So we'll start there.
I'm totally open to talk about whatever you want to talk about.
Okay, so I think it's, what do you think of hip hop right now? I mean, you were locked up, you came out to this whole world, it was Gucci Mania.
Yeah.
Was it what you expected? And what do you think of how the culture has changed since you've been gone?
Well, as far as just music always change and always evolve. So, you know, I'm happy with how music is right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad that, you know, the labels ain't got so much control no more, you know, so many internet sensations. People can just upload some stuff on SoundCloud and become a superstar of that. You know, so that part of the game I like. It kind of took me for a loop, you know, just the screaming and the way people were consuming the music. So I tried to adapt to that, you know what I'm saying, and tried to do something with Spotify because I felt like, you know, I always want to be ahead of the curve. I used to shoot so many videos. I used to drop 3 mixtapes at one time. So a lot of things that I had been doing, a lot of people I feel like are doing now.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? So I wanted to see what I can bring to the game from what's going on now and put my little niche to it. So it took a minute for me to try to catch up, and I'm still trying to catch up to it.
Do you feel like in a lot of ways you're a leader like that and you've got to find new ways to lead?
Not necessarily find, like, I feel like I'm a leader, and I feel like, you know, but I don't got to find no new way. I just got to be myself. I feel like, you know, what makes me different is just being unique. Everybody got something unique to bring to the game. Every artist, every person, everybody's, you know what I'm saying, you can't duplicate nobody. So as long as I just keep being original and being creative, I feel like I'm being a leader because I'm not trying to copy no one. But I was just trying to adapt to, you know, like the sound, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, the beats. I don't want to pick beats that was, you know, when I came up, it was like Shouter Red and Drummer Boy and Zay, and all of them still relevant, but at the same time, I need to work with the new, fresh producers too, because they in the club. I'm in the house, you know what I'm saying? I've been in jail. So my whole thing is I just wanted to embrace everything. I ain't want to look down and be like, well, damn, he got orange hair, you know what I'm saying? Or damn, his jeans tight. To me, everything is cool, everything is dope, everything is fresh. And when I kind of like look at it like that, it doesn't make me judgmental. It makes me be like, everybody is different, everybody unique, you know what I'm saying? So many people, I feel like they fall off because they turn their nose up to what changes instead of, you know what I'm saying, just, you know, let them have their lane, let them do what they do.
You've been out for a little while. Anything that you've had music-wise that you find hard to adjust to?
I think maybe surprises music-wise. When I first got out, I recorded like my album in 6 days. So, you know, and I'm super proud of it. It's one of my best albums. But it was so much stuff that was just bottled up in me, and so many things I felt like I had to get off my chest that it was really rigid. You know what I'm saying? I didn't allow a lot of input. It was like, you know, and I appreciate my team for allowing me to, you know what I'm saying, like ride with me on it, and they got it to the world and it was successful. But I was kind of rigid. I was like, this is what I want to say, this is what I want it titled, these are the songs I'm going to record. I ain't give no room to just, you know, be spontaneous.
Right.
So after I recorded those songs, I feel like now I'm just, you know, I'm just being spontaneous again.
So let's take you. We all have XXL and Gucci have a long history.
Yes.
We go back from the Atlanta cover, and then we had the one that we also had with Zach. That was a really big cover for us. I think it was March 2010.
Yeah.
You know, with the black and white cover. And you've been on a big journey since then. How could you sum up your life since then? How would you explain what you've been through?
When I first did my first cover, it was like, you know, it was special to me because it was me and OJ and Soulja Boy and Shouter Low, and I had just a different relationship with everybody. You know, OJ, you know, we came up together. I've been knowing him since I was 9 years old. We really, you know, sold rocks on the corner, and at the same time, we used to pick up cans, you know what I'm saying, and recycle them at 9, 7 years old and take people groceries to the car. So for me and him to be able to be on the front of a magazine, that was huge to me. And Soulja Boy, you know, he just always took a liking to me and paid homage to me from when he first got in the game. And Shouter Low, we from the opposite sides of town, but I respect him. We just got a mutual friendship. He really one of the only friends that I met in the industry that I can call my friend. You know what I'm saying? And so that was big for me. And in 2010, when I did the other cover, I was smoking hot. So it was like kind of like that was a victory lap, you know. It just, you know, that was just. It was just
I mean,
a
2009,
moment.
2010 was your year, you know,
Yeah, that was my
your
year.
time frame. Gucci, you know, dominated everything.
Yeah.
So it's, you know, it was your run right then, and then there's some break, and now we're here now.
Well, to get to here, you know, it's so many bumps and bruises from 2010 to now that they're just like triumphant. You know, I went through all of it, and I didn't let it, you know what I'm saying, break me. It could have, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know, I'm really grateful, but at the same time, I feel stronger than ever. I feel victorious. I feel like I was literally thrown in the den with the lions, you know what I'm saying? And I came out unscathed.
What was the hardest part for you? What's been the hardest part for you in that course of time?
The hardest part, just not having my freedom, not having a chance to, you know, go as I please, to see my son as I please, or record when I want to, or, you know, everything I was doing, I was taking for granted. So the biggest thing was, you know, like, damn, the smallest things, you know what I'm saying? I didn't appreciate it, but I appreciate it now.
We had some problems early on, you know,
Yeah.
during that time period. I think it was a bit, we didn't do covers, we did do covers, we didn't do some stuff. You had a bit of a Twitter rant. Can you talk a little bit about that? And did you see me?
The Twitter rant, yeah, and I know, and I do apologize.
You did
to
apologize.
Vanessa.
You wrote
Yeah.
me apologizing for that, and I appreciate it.
I feel like, you know, during that time, I was just toxic. You know what I'm saying? I really was just high as hell, out my mind. And I don't blame, you know, I'm not using like the drug, like the escape. It was me. I was just in a bad place, and I was just so high that I felt like in my mind at the time, the only way that I could feel good, maybe if I hurt somebody else, I was just that frustrated and that stressed out. I had like 6 open cases. So it's like, could nobody do right? Everybody was wrong. You know what I'm saying? Even if you were trying to help me, you ain't do it quick enough. Your timing was off. You really don't care. You know, you were being manipulative, or you just doing it to get something out of me. It's like I seen things through a clouded lens. So the whole Twitter rant was just an example of a person just self-destructing.
You can't look where you are now. It's been a lot of change for you, so you did find how to improve everything. It seems like, correct me if I'm wrong, but jail helped you get there. Is that true or not? Or how do you think you would have found the structure without jail? I
think jail did help me, that it, you know, like it's strange to even hear you say that, you know what I'm saying? But it did. It saved my life.
I mean, look where you are.
It saved my life because it gave me time to dry out. If you would have told me before I went to jail that I could stop drinking lean and smoking weed, I knew people could do that, and I had heard stories of that, you know, but I never wanted to do that. I never ever wanted to not be high. I enjoyed doing it, you know what I'm saying, so much so. But when I got away and I looked back and I was thinking about, you know, like putting my plan together, after like a year of being away from drugs, it came part of my plan. Damn, where I'm handling business now and where I think now is way much sharper than how I was before. Maybe if I don't do that, maybe that'll keep me from keep going back and forth to jail. And then I just kept building on that and making that a part of my life. And so once I embraced that, it just made me treat everything different. And I think that's why I'm getting better results now, because my whole approach is just a whole totally different approach.
Is it literally clear in your head? Is it literally having your head in a different space because you can think differently or approach things differently?
That's part of it, but more than anything, it's like, you know, I'm just finding everything used to irk me. It would irk me to do this interview. It'll get on my nerves to go to an award show. You know, why in the hell would I want to go to the radio for? I'm not getting paid. All these things I felt like impeded on my time from what I wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? But now I had to, once I got sober and got away for a minute and started appreciating, it's like, let me make this fun for me. You know what I'm saying? So now I had to learn how to make it fun for me to do an interview. I had to look forward to an award show. What could I do? And so I just started thinking like, okay, well, you know you like to be fresh. Maybe if you start taking better care of your body, that'll make you fit some of the clothes you couldn't wear. That'll make you want to go do the interview.
I mean, do you look back at those old court photos and feel bad about them? You know, where you were out of shape and going through your hard times and stuff? Because people definitely wanted to go at that time and run along with your bad luck and make fun and go with that. So it's not the kick 'em while he's down, but the kick him while he's going through something, you know?
That's just, it's not. I don't really feel bad about that. It's just like, it just shows me like I don't want to go back there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's just the way of the world. When people going through something, it's something to talk about. When people going through the most tragic things, that's when people get taught. That's what you spread. That's, you know what I'm saying? So I don't personalize it when people like were saying the stuff they were saying, because it was my fault. I put myself in that boat. I made them choices for people to even have that to say. So I really like, when I look back at it now, it doesn't make me mad. It's just like, wow. It kind of made me proud. Like, damn, I came far from that, you know what I'm saying? Because I almost did not get out.
Right.
So when I look at that, like, damn, when I look at myself in that court thing, I just can see it in me. I don't know. It's a question mark. Am I going to get 20 years? Am I going to get 15 years because they wanted to give it to me? You know what I'm saying? So my whole thing was like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Not my life over, but my rap career over.
When I came to visit you in Terre Haute, the first time I saw you there, the only time I saw you there, but the first time I saw you, I mean, you had visually slimmed down, you looked like a totally different person, and the conversation and everything seemed like you were already focused in there, you know?
Yeah.
So it was already a very, not refreshing, but thing to see that it seemed like all that was, you'd figured out how to put that over there and what was important, and then now the bid was about getting to the best place you could for when you came out. Was that it, or how would you say that, what was your biggest focus? Once you realized that you had to change yourself in there and you had the opportunity, what was your biggest focus to get there?
It was kind of like in stages. So when you seen me, that maybe like the third stage. First, I got locked up, and then it was all these cases. I don't know how much time I'm gonna get. And then now I'm praying and I'm hoping that, damn, I wish I could just get enough time where I can manage it and get back and still be able to make music. So
Still be young enough and into it that they want to focus.
So it's like, if I come home at 36, shit, I can work with that. But damn, if I come home at 46, then that's a whole different obstacle. So by the time I'm the first 10, 11 months before they sentence me, I'm just trying to think positive, and that kind of get me in a positive state, because so when they give me the 3 years, it's like, okay, I can manage that. So now I just switched from hoping to planning. So, you know what I'm saying? Okay, that's why I said, like, after a year, it's like, this is how I'm gonna do things. You know what I'm saying? So by the time you seen me, I already had my plan together. I didn't wait till, I had already changed before I hit the street.
Right.
So now they just seeing the product of how I've been 30-some months of thinking differently.
And now you're in there, and there's a whole new generation coming up over those 3 years. A lot changes, and there starts to be a cult phenomena of young kids that are huge fans of yours, or young rappers that are huge fans of yours and influenced by you. Did that connect to you a lot in jail? Did you know what was going on with the young kids so much being fascinated with you, both the fans and the young rappers?
I already knew I had a connection with like young rappers, you know what I'm saying? And that's why it was always so easy for me to get artists, because it's like, a phone call from me, they'll sign with me before they'll sign with a major label, because they respect me, and they know I genuinely want to help them. So I was just grateful that, everybody was still, pushing me and keeping my name going. But like with a lot of rappers that got locked up, I seen like the industry embrace them and be like, free such and such, free such and such, free such and such. It wasn't so much of established artists, it was just younger artists doing it. And I think that helped me out more than anything. So I kind of knew what was going on, and at the same time, I felt like that was going on, but I didn't know for sure. But in my mind, I was feeling like, all the young artists gonna embrace me because they just had a connection with me.
So when you're finally gearing to come out, and all of a sudden the press starts and you're lining up, and it's the New York Times and it's all these different outlets, were you prepared for that? Did you think that you would get so much attention, even from a mainstream audience, or was that a surprise to you, or what was that? Because that was a huge rollout for somebody who just got out of jail with an interesting music phenomena behind it, where it wasn't just rap that was fascinated, it was so many different people,
I felt like I didn't know exactly what was gonna happen, but for the last 30 months, I had been preparing myself. So it was like, if they come with a lukewarm response to me, I'm gonna be even more aggressive. You know what I'm saying? So just the fact that, people wanted to hear what I had to say, and people wanted to, be a part of my rollout, that was even better. It was icing on the cake. But I realistically was preparing for it, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was waiting on the opportunity.
Why was it important to rush an album out?
I wouldn't say it was important to rush one out. It was just like, if I recorded songs in six days, I didn't come out thinking it was gonna take that quick. You know what I'm saying? Happen that fast, but it just came out. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, the first day I got out, when I made first day out, I didn't intend to make that. You know what I'm saying? Todd was just like, my homeboy Todd, he was saying, you should record. And when he said record, I was like, yeah, I want to record it. And I was so happy to be out, I wasn't even thinking about recording.
Right.
He like, man, you should just do something. So that's how first day out the feds came out. You know what I'm saying? So 6 days later, when I got to like my 15th song, which was like Lisa M or Multi-Million Flare, I'm like, I'm through. I'm ready to put it out. And they just rolled with it. It's like I felt like I want this to be heard.
Is the music process of releasing music different? I mean, 3 years goes by, we've got all these streaming services, we've got, you know, mixtapes are not existent or whatever it is, there's EPs, there's albums, there's all sorts of stuff. Did you have to get up to date in any way or catch up in how it was even delivered to the fans, or was that
I guess before I went in, my labor situation was kind of, it wasn't the best working relationship. You know what I'm saying? So when I got out, one of the biggest things I wanted to do was repair that. So once me and them got back together on the same accord, I was like, now that I got the people that I partner with involved with it, I'm going to put it out differently. I'm going to take a more group approach to it. I'm going to take input on what else somebody else saying besides me just saying, okay, I'm finna drop a mixtape on such and such, and it'll just be like, I do it just like that. So I kind of just like, you know, I started listening to other people and then I make my decision. Instead of me just sitting in my head and just making our decision myself, because I drop 30 tapes in a month. You know what I'm saying? If it's just on me.
Right.
But if everybody talking and everybody saying, well, maybe you should do this and then wait 4 or 5 months to do that, and I think about it and I weigh it out. And then a lot of times what they were saying was just, you know, they knew the climate. They knew the temperature better than I did, so I just rolled with it.
Did you have to come out and reestablish any relationships or apologize to anyone or make up for anything that either was publicly seen or not?
A lot of, you know, as I see people and people who I felt like, you know, deserve the apology, I apologize to them. Like, I apologize to you, and I apologize to everybody at Atlantic. I apologize to Monica. I apologize to Ross. Because a lot of these people, they did nothing but help me. You know what I'm saying? They didn't, Monica and Ross, for instance, they did nothing but keep it real with me. So they didn't deserve that. You know what I'm saying? Todd did nothing but help me. He didn't deserve that. But so, you know, I had to apologize to them because I was wrong.
Can you talk at all about what happened in the mall fight?
I told you, like I was saying, I was so out of my mind. I just not seeing that on camera now.
Yeah.
So like when I look back at it, it's just like, you know, it's somebody who just too high.
Right. So now you're out. You've got another new album on the way. You've got a tour on the way. You've got a whole bunch of artists that were yours before and now that you've come out, new ones to sign. I want to talk a little bit about your ear for talent. And, you know, some of the artists that you've been affiliated with, from Migos and Thug, who, you know, we just did the shoot with. How do you pick artists? What's your roster for you right now? What's the status of 1017? You know, what's the Gucci world of music besides Gucci as the artist?
Well, as far as the status of 1017, you know, our flagship artist right now is me. I still got a passive interest in Walker contract. All my other artists, they're on their own. You know, when I got locked up, a lot of them requested, you know, to get out their contract, and I worked it out for them. I didn't want to hold them back, and I didn't know how much time I was going to get. So it wasn't no hard feelings, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, you know, they wanted to move on, and they had opportunities coming to them. So I tried to, quickly as I could, make it where they can do whatever they felt was best for them. Far as Migos and Dolph and Pee Wee, and all of them, you know what I'm saying? I'm super proud of them. It's like, I knew they had it in them, you know what I'm saying? I knew they was
How do you
talented.
know? What do you look for in an artist that tells you they have them in them?
First off, it's like what they sound like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just a big fan of rap music, period. So I think what catches me with an artist is really their voice, you know what I'm saying? So if somebody got like a voice that sounds good on the track or that makes them different or unique, that kind of catches me, you know what I'm saying? And then it's like, it all kind of really goes back to the music. It got to sound good. If I feel like if you sound all right, then I can help you sound good. If you sound good, then I can help you sound great. You know what I'm saying? So when I meet them and I see that they hard working and they want to, really, I just need you to be punctual. I need you to come to the studio. I need you, if we got to go somewhere, I need you to be on time. I need you to value my time like I value my time.
Were you good at that back in the day?
always been great.
You've
at
always
that.
been good at that. Okay.
Yeah. So that's been my big thing. You know, like I always tell the artists when I get them, I always used to tell Thug, I said, Thug, you signed to me, but at the end of the day, you the boss of Young Thug Entertainment. And, you know, I said, you Young Thug Records, like I'm Gucci Records, I got to manage me. I said, somebody tell me to be somewhere, I got to make sure I'm there. I said, can't nobody make sure I'm there but me. And I used to always preach that to them. Don't think, you know what I'm saying, don't think just because somebody, you know, maybe the financial right now, things change. You might be on a way bigger level than me or whoever behind you, but you got to handle yourself like you're a business, like you're a brand. So that everybody meet you be like, I want to do business with this guy. You know what I'm saying? He's talented, but at the same time, he understands what's going on.
Can you talk a little bit about how you connected with Doug and
Okay.
the process of your guys' relationship? Because his success has happened mostly since you've been locked up, you know, and since you've been out as well, but how did that all come together?
Okay, well, I met Thug through Pee Wee Longway. And I know Pee Wee from when I used to rap at a local spot in East Atlanta called Singles on Moreland. It's just a spot in the hood. So when I was like 23, 22, before I even had Black Tea and Icy, I used to go to like a little karaoke spot in the hood, and I used to pay them to perform. And Pee Wee used to be with a group of rappers back then, and you know, I was trapping then, and so Pee Wee was trapping too. So that was our connection. I never even knew he did music. So fast forward 10 years later, one of my homeboys was like, you know Pee Wee rap? That's my homeboy. And I'm like, Pee Wee from Jonesboro South? I'm like, I know him from the hood, from back in the day. Right. So I was like, I had so much respect for him because I used to deal with him. So I was like, if he rap, I need to hear it, because that my little buddy. You know what I'm saying? So when I seen Pee Wee, heard some of his music, we was at Club Onyx, and I told him, I said, meet me at my studio. I got a studio, there's a brick factory. And when he came, I told him, I said, listen, I'm gonna sign you. I said, I'm just gonna give you a shot. I said, I don't care if you can rap or not. I know you can hustle, so we're gonna just hustle the music. I'm gonna work with you. I didn't even know if he wrote his music. I really just wanted to help Pee Wee. Mm-hmm. But when I got that, when Pee Wee come to the studio, Pee Wee bring Thug and two other guys. I didn't even know these guys. I didn't even know he was bringing them. And Pee Wee was like, Gucci, listen, they hard. They the one who got me to start rapping. Sign them. And I had a bag with some money, and I got $25,000 out. I gave it to him right there and signed Thug right there. Never had heard a song on him. But just because he told me to sign him. And that's kind of how I am. I feel like, you know, I value Pee Wee's opinion so much. If he say this dude hard, and then from that day on, that same day, Thug didn't leave the studio. He spent the night there. And then I come back, and then he'll have all this, you know, he have his sister, he have 30 people in the studio. But he'll never leave. He just always be there recording. And I'm like, damn, he hard.
So what did you think when you heard him actually rap?
At first, you know, when I first heard him, I was really prepared to work with Pee Wee. So it was him and two other guys. So I thought that was dope, but I didn't really, you know, I already had Scooter, and I was working with Dolph. So my focus really was on Scooter at that time. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even really know what I had with them. You know what I'm saying? I was just taking a chance, you know what I'm saying? But after maybe about like a week later, I was like, oh, he's a star. And then when we did as soon as I met him, they already had a little song that was buzzing. So I did a video on the song. I even forget the name of the song. But once we did the video and I seen Thug doing the video, I said, oh, he a star. He out of here. And I started putting more focus on him.
And then you get locked up, and what happens with you? You let him go so he can go do his own thing, or you stay involved from jail?
As soon as I get locked up, he really started blowing up, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, it was like, you know, he needed the opportunity to get out there, and I couldn't be there for him, you know what I'm saying? He had things that require immediate attention. So when he bring people to the table like Birdman and Boo and all these people, I was willing to help him. I was talking to him. He was like, this is what direction he want to go with. These people want to work with him, and they say they can help him. So I just made it work, you know what I'm saying? But when Todd showed me he was interested in it, I really wanted him to go to Todd myself, because I knew Todd was gonna make sure he was straight, because Todd came to see me and told me, listen, I like him, I want to be a part of him, Gucci, introduce us, I want to work with him. And I just knew the type of person. I've been knowing Todd for 10 years. So I
told Moskowitz from 300.
Yeah. So I told Thug, I said, listen, I'm gonna sign give your contract to them. I said, but you're in good hands. You're gonna work this situation out. I said, Leo and Todd are very interested in you. You gotta boss up, and remember, you are Young Thug Records. You run you. start your record company and be serious about what you're doing. And look what he did.
Are you proud of yourself with how you handle artists and how you've signed them and what has come out from underneath you? Not just your solo career, but Thug and different artists and working with them and then being able to let them go and do their own thing at certain times when it might not be the most beneficial thing for you.
I'm super proud of myself for that, because you know, like I just me being from the streets, I done did so many things. I done took, I done broke in people, I done robbed, I done been so dirty and so wrong and so downright evil. But as far as with artists, I never took nothing from them. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I just don't even feel that. I did that stuff in the streets because I had to. If I say I'm gonna help you with your career, I don't really do that I do it to make money, but I don't do that to jip you no kind of way, because I'm an artist too. And I feel like that's why I'm super proud of, because I done been with a label and put trust in them and stuff didn't go right. And I know what kind of mindset it put me in, you know what I'm saying? Because people put their all into their music, you know what I'm saying? So it's like they feel like that's their shot, you know what I'm saying? So when people give me that opportunity to be a part of it, I really value it, you know what I'm saying? And I treat it like it's really precious. So anytime that they say they want to do something with someone else, a lot of people don't agree with the way I do it, but I feel like, you know, if I make a little something, shit, I put it on top of all this shit I already got. So I ain't looking for a home run per se when I deal with an artist. You know, I just want to make some good music and just keep it going.
When you say you've done a lot of dirt yourself because you had to, do you think karma exists? Do you think all your legal problems are because of stuff that is coming back to you? Do you not go that deep with it? Or what do you think is the cause of your struggles?
I just feel like, you know, I made bad choices. Mm-hmm. And if you make bad choices, then you I guess you get bad results. So, you know, when I start making better choices, I start getting better results. And that's what's going on with me now, because I'm just so just self-aware and conscious of what I do. But back then I wouldn't say I was careless. I would make a thought-out decision to do something wrong, and then it'll come back. You know what I'm saying? With kind of. But I was ready for the consequences. But the consequences were so painful that, you know what I'm saying, I realized now I should have never made those choices.
Anybody you regret not signing ever?
A couple people. Nikki. Who else wanted to sign that I didn't sign?
Have you and Nikki spoke at all?
No.
Not in years?
No. OJ.
OJ was one of our freshmen. We got so picked on because his freestyle is not the best.
Yeah.
So we got a lot of heat after that.
OJ's just a hustler. You know what I'm saying? I respect OJ because since the day I met OJ, and I'm talking about like way back in 87, 89, he's just always been self-sufficient. He always kept some money in his pocket. He always, even as a little boy, he always been the head of his household with his mom and dad and sisters and nephews. You know what I'm saying? He always been a little man even when he was a boy. And so I respected that. And I felt like if I would have signed him, his career would have took on a different path. You know what I'm saying? But instead of me just letting him do it on it, you know, me being his partner, I'm just letting him doing it on his own. But I should have stepped up and just, you know, invested in myself.
I don't think of Gucci as the big fashion guy, but it seems like you came out and you're very heavily fashion influenced.
Yeah.
Is that a change for you? What's so interesting about all these clothes for you?
I think if you look back, I always wore dope clothes.
You wore dope clothes, but you're a little bit more stylish and out there than you have been before. I mean, maybe it's because the culture skews that way a little bit more, but you're shinier than ever.
It's my, you know, I guess I'm embracing just maturing.
Right.
As you know what I'm saying, as I get older, you know what I'm saying, I think my taste changed, and you know, and my physique has changed.
Oh, we didn't even talk about that.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm just, you know, I'm having fun with just putting on clothes and dressing a different way, and just I like the attention.
You feel good.
Yeah, it make you feel good.
You worried at all about Luke keeping off the weight and staying in shape? What are you doing to keep your new physique?
I work out constantly, you know what I'm saying? I still, you know, it's a struggle, you know what I'm saying? Because there's so many things I like to eat. I love food, so you know what I'm saying? But I just try to work it off and try to eat it. If I mess up, the next day, I just try to get right back on it and do better. So if it's gonna be that, like, you know, I gotta live a stiff life where I can't eat nothing I want and I gotta work out 24/7, then that ain't no life. You know what I'm saying? So it fluctuates. My weight fluctuates. I think I'm gonna stay slim because you know what I'm saying, I love being slim, but at the same time, you know, I'm finding ways to fit in where I can eat some of the stuff that I love to eat.
What do you love to eat?
It's a little Jamaican girl. She's so much.
Speaking of, what's it called? Speaking of girls, you've been very open about your relationship with your girl. And was she a big support system for you? And that's a whole different side that we're seeing with Gucci. What makes you expose that?
She's a huge support system for me, and she's like one of the big reasons why I changed my life, because I was just in such a dark place. I just feel with so much hate and just revenge, and I just was so toxic. It took her to say, you know, let that go. We're gonna move on, stay positive. It's like she just, the more somebody keep telling you that every day, eventually it just made me say, damn, she right. I need to let this go. I need to let some of this stuff go, because at first it would have been, if I didn't have her, I would have came out mad at the world. I would feel like the world wronged me. But with her, it made me feel like, you know, I'm blessed, I'm grateful. I got a new opportunity instead of, because I did it to myself. So yeah, that's my best friend.
I mean, that's an adult place that you get, you know, to come to that realization and be able to embrace her that way, you know?
Yeah.
And we've talked about that before, and her supporting you while you were in jail, and you wanting to be there for her once you got out and live up to what she was doing for you, you know?
It ain't nothing I wouldn't do for her.
Has there been anything you've wanted to do musically that you haven't yet, or you're looking forward to, or anyone else you've wanted to collaborate with? I mean, the thing has changed so much in the past few years.
I like Rihanna. I would like to do a song with Rihanna. Maybe, who else? The Weeknd. And all these little young kids that's coming out now, you know, I'm not gonna lie, some of this stuff is strange to me, and all these, you know what I'm saying?
But what do you think about young Atlanta? You know, I mean, there's a different sound to some of the stuff that's going on.
I'm forcing myself to like it, because if it's different, it's not what I grew up listening to, it's not the stuff that I would generally play in my car, but if everybody else like it, who am I to say that they're stupid? You know what I'm saying? Or saying that they're wrong. Right,
what are you missing?
Yeah, so that's kind of like, if I keep saying that it's stupid, then that means the next 4 or 5 artists that's hot, I don't sign them. I don't got no part in what they got going on, because I alienate myself. So I'm forcing myself to see what's going on, and I think, you know, so now I kind of be like, they're creative, they're smart, you know what I'm saying? They're marketing themselves, you know what I'm saying? They're some little geniuses. So that's how I'm thinking now. So that'll make me, you know, when I see them, hey, I like what you got going on, and I'm not being fake about it, even if I'm not, you know, the biggest fan of probably, you know, their music or whatever.
Do you think it's a age difference? Do you think it's a generational culture thing where the way you came up, it was just a certain sound and things were done a certain way? Or you think just the sound of what's cool changed?
I feel like it's an age difference, it's a cultural difference, and it's like when people wearing bell bottoms. We look at that now, that's crazy. But at that time, to them and to their parents, they didn't understand that, but that was hip to them. You know what I'm saying? But if you show somebody now with a 7X white tee on, you know, that's crazy. But at one time, that was dope. You know what I'm saying? So, or somebody with a throwback jersey, with the headband, with the wristband, with the hat. All this stuff changed, and it's like, you know, you can't always be like, that's lame. Or damn, that's.
You got to embrace the change. The pants tighten up. You got to embrace it.
Yeah, because how Gucci gonna tell how I'm gonna say something if you 20 and I'm 36? Let you have what you doing. Y'all deserve that. Y'all don't supposed to do exactly what I was doing when I was, you know what I'm saying? Let them have that. So I look at it as, you know, it's dope, because that's theirs. You know what I'm saying? It's not mine. That's their lane.
Do you think with age you found yourself more concerned with other issues, whether it be politics, whether it be just broader topics than just hip hop, or even stuff that goes on in the streets?
I really, and I don't mean this in no bad way, but I really don't value my opinion that much like that, or other people's opinion. You know what I'm saying? I respect everybody's opinion, but I feel like every time something happens, it's you know, what is me saying something about it? That's just how I feel. And I respect what people say about how they feel, but it's their business. You know what I'm saying? So my whole thing is I just, I keep it to myself.
If you're not the expert on it, then
Yeah,
what does it matter?
Every time something happens, I'm not finna just be opinionated and start talking about it because, hey, who gives a damn? You know what I'm saying, what I say, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I got a feeling about it, but I don't think it need to be aired every time something happens.
Right. Talk a little bit about some of the support you got while you were in jail from fans and letters and people who reached out that, weren't famous and didn't have business to do with you.
It's like when I was locked up, every time somebody wrote me, I read it. It was like, and there was so much, letters and support. They always kind of keep me abreast of what was going on. Like, since I dropped the tape and it's good, you should sign this person. So like, I just sincerely want to just, tell all my fans who wrote me, I appreciate it, and it kept me going. Like they were telling me about Kodak Black. They were telling me about
Fetty Wap
Dreezy.
being a fan.
Yeah, they were telling me about. It's a dude named 21 Savage Gucci who be, did a free Goo-Wop tape. All these was from fans. And to everybody who came to see me, I look forward to seeing people who I knew from the street. That was something to keep my spirits up, you know what I'm saying? And to tell me, they be room for you and they still, the kids love you. All that'll make me last another 2 months in good spirits. And
so it really counted. Stranger support really, really was important for you.
It was so important. And all the people who I was locked up who gonna be reading this magazine, I met some good guys that was in there, you know what I'm saying? And they was encouraging me, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of them had my back while I was in there. And I couldn't have got through it without them, you know what I'm saying? They kept me going. They kept pushing me even to be positive and, you know what I'm saying, to get some out of that situation. So I just want to tell everybody I appreciate them, man. I'm doing this for them too.